Hello, Honors Chemistry, and welcome to, I forget what the section number is, but units raised to a power. So the concept of a conversion factor still applies, right? Even how to come up with your conversion factor is still essentially the same. We just need to think a little bit longer about what it means to be in 3 dimensions. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're just going to start one of the problems, and then we will see why it doesn't work and why we need something extra, and then we'll talk about how to come up with that extra conversion factor. So it says an automobile engine has a displacement of this many inches cubed. What is its displacement in cubic centimeters, right? So here's where we might want to think to ourselves, oh, cubic centimeters is our goal. This is then our given. Okay, so then if we're going to figure this out, right, we're going to start by coming up with a conversion factor, right? So we have cubic centimeters, inches cubed, and then you might be just tempted to say to yourself, oh, well, I know that 2.54 centimeters is equal to 1 inch. Fantastic, totally true. So we would then take our 289.7 inches cubed. Okay, so we would take our conversion factor, which says 1 inch, 2.54 centimeters, and what do we notice? Right, units have to match exactly to cancel, right? Inches cubed and inches are not exactly the same. They don't cancel, right? So there must be something else we have to do, right? And what it is we're going to take this conversion factor that we wrote in 1 dimension and we're going to cube it. Yes? Right? And if we think about what that means, right? So if we take a cube, okay, and we know that the thing that makes any cubed, so obviously if we're talking about centimeters cubed, inches cubed, we're talking about a volume, right? Which means we took 3 dimensions into account, right? So let's say that we have a box that is 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch, right? Which means that to find its volume, it would be 1 inch times 1 inch times 1 inch. That's where we get the concept of inches cubed, yes? Because I took inch times inch, right? Now, if I want to do this in centimeters, though, I know that 1 inch is equal to what? Right, 2.54 centimeters times 2.54 centimeters times 2.54 centimeters, yes? Which means that 1 inch cubed does not equal 2.54 inches cubed, right? That's centimeters cubed. That's not true, right? And that's not a valid relationship, right? Because every inch is equal to that many centimeters, right? Which is why the simple way to think about it, that would be just to take our one-dimensional relationship like we did here, which is 2.54 and 1, and just cube the entire thing, right? Which means that 3 applies to the 2.54 and to the centimeter, right? It's always going to look a little bit funny if you forget about this whole 3-dimensional concept, because 3, obviously 1 to the 3rd power is still 1, right? But just, if you think about the cube example, I think that's very helpful, right? Which means we'll take this whole conversion factor and cube it, take this whole conversion factor and cube it. Now what that means, 2.54 cubed is actually 16 and change, right? Then we'll take that times our 289.7 to come up with our actual answer, right? Which would be 47 and change centimeters cubed. We're going to round it to what? Right, 4 sig fig. So 4747 centimeters cubed as our final answer. Yes? All right, last one. So how many cubic inches are there in this many yards cubed, right? So this is obviously our given. So we need to come up with the relationship between yards and inches. I know that 1 yard is equal to 36 inches, right? But we're talking about cubes here, and if we were talking about squares, we would square accordingly, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this whole conversion factor and cube it. So get from the given, which is yards cubed, and then I'm going to put my 1 yard cubed on the bottom, 36 inches cubed on the top, right? Yards cubed cancels. And then I just have to remember to take my 36 and actually cube it, and then multiply it by my 3.25, right? Which is going to give us this. And we will cut it to 3 sig figs, so 152,000 inches cubed. Yes? Makes sense? All right. Thank you for listening. Be good. Stay tuned for the next one where we move on to density and working density problems from the point of view of dimensional analysis, like we've been doing these problems. All right, thanks for listening. Be good, and I'll see you soon. Bye.